Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Oops, wrong F key. Heyo! Vomp, 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 vomp. How are you guys doing today? I am doing quite Oh, almost fell in the lava there. I am doing quite stupendous, and that is because I just finished playing with my dog, and she and I made a fort out of the furniture in our living room, and oh man, all I'm gonna say is it's epic. It's epic. Sorry about that. I also just finished eating a delicious pizza, and oh, are we good? I think we're good. Yes, we're good. And for those of you who actually bother to keep track with my everyday life, whether it be through the Twitters or even on the Instagram, if you're thinking, wait a minute, V, I thought you were a fruitarian, meaning you only eat fruit. And you are correct. I was a fruitarian, but I decided to just be done with that, mainly because it is a very very hard lifestyle to live by, and it takes a lot of self-discipline to not want to eat a delicious steak or grilled chicken, or for the matter, even though this isn't really my cup of tea, some type of bag of chips, which us Americans call. And I say that because I think at this point now, a majority of the AMG members, the AMG crew, as I like to call us, are from across the pond. So, trying to clarify that in the event any of them may stumble upon this video during their busy lives. So, sorry about that. So, I think what I'm going to be doing at the beginning of this video for you guys, I have an idea as to what I want to do in this episode, and it's not all the way thought out. So if this video starts to take a turn in a opposite direction than where it started, there you go. There's your disclosure. So with that being said, at least at the beginning of this episode, I want to take a look at Oh wow. I want to take a look at Nobody's Nether Fortress, because I am using the B-Dubs resource pack, and in the latest release of it, Nether Brick, which is that block, is now black. And for the most part, I actually think it looks amazing. B-Dubs, you magnificent creative genius, you. Good job. So, in the event that you were not around when I first started building Nobody's Nether Fortress, I chose Nether Brick mainly because of this, that I'm using B-Dub's resource pack. I mean, without the resource pack, it still looks pretty decent in my own personal opinion, but using various prismarine blocks, I kind of thought once the updated version of this resource pack would come out, having these prismarine blocks, not dark prismarine, but just normal prismarine blocks, having their color changing feature would bring some contrast to the dark color, which is of nether bricks in this resource pack. And I just want to take a moment to just sit here and really look and see how it looks now that we have the updated resource pack. Let's go ahead and F1 this. Okay, so I think at this point now in the cycle in which the prismarine blocks does its color changing, it's now going to go back to the color scheme that when we first approached the structure, it'll go back to that color scheme. So, for the most part, I still like this build. I think I chose the right blocks for the main outline of the structure, which is, of course, nether bricks. I will admit, I was trying to implement a Halo 5 Guardians Forerunner mindset with this structure. If you do not play Halo, or you may have played parts of Halo 4 and Halo 5 Guardians, the 2 latest installments to the franchise, basically with the Forerunners, what they were doing was they were trying to go with a metallic, a lot of the structures and builds and even the enemies would have this metallic nature to them, but they would have a highlight, or I'm not sure what the proper term to use here would be, but they would have little lines or highlights of orange and or blue on them. And that's kind of what I wanted to do here, where the main structure itself would be composed of nether bricks, and then you would have like various streaks of a bright color contrasting the blackness. So, oink. So, I think at this point now, I want to go over to the swamp village, and I want to say this right here and now. For the most part, the swamp village is complete. Oh, I love that sound it makes when you equip it now. For the most part, the swamp village is complete. The only thing... Oh, I'm so nervous. Uh-oh. You there, foul demon. Get back. Whee! This is actually probably my second flight I've ever done with the Elytra. So... Oh, no! How do I... Anyways, that reminded me of George of the Jungle. George, look out for that tree. Bonk. Yeah, so the swamp village is mainly complete. The only thing that it needs is the island in which our nether portal is on. I would like to just pretty it up, beautify it up. Prettify? I don't know if that's the right word. If that's even a word. If it's not a word, you heard it here, peeps. Prettify. That's what we're going to be doing here. So, obviously, we have it flat for the most part. We do have, a lower block space right here. But I think what I want to do... See, I originally wanted to add little small structures that could possibly act as shops. Because we do have 2 Zambo swine people here, one dubbed Quacky, the other dubbed Tulpa, and I was going to place them in the small structures that may act as shops. And basically, when you first come through the nether portal, you come here, you go, oh look, a swamp village. And, we would have one little shop offering food, another shop would have... Well, I don't want to say leather armor, because our beef stock is not producing much right now. So I really honestly do not know what I want to do in regards to this island, and I don't think I'm going to be touching this island in this episode. I really want this to look over the top. I want this to be like the moment you come through this nether portal, you're going to see obviously some of the swamp village structures, but then you're going to look just on this island itself and you're going to go, holy poop on a stick, this looks beautiful. V, you magnificent creative genius, you've outdone yourself once again. But I just don't know what I want to do here. So at this point, if anyone has any ideas, like whether we should tear up patches of land and make it and have the land go down like this in various places, just go bum 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 bum, or should we even do some more, should we dig down even more and go like this to then give it that sunken feel to the atmosphere that we have here? Feel free to let me know. Originally, I was thinking Oops, okay. Originally, I wanted to, aside from having those little structures that may act as shops. Oh, hello there, grassblock. I wanted to also I wanted to plant some trees, but I wanted maybe just one large tree in the center, or not really directly in the center of this island, but I wanted to have a tree probably like right here in this 2x2 block space. Let me just go ahead and dig it out so I can mark it for future reference for me. But it would sort of loom over a fair portion of this island, and obviously by that this tree would be really large in size, which I guess now that I'm saying it out loud and hearing myself say it, it would become a custom tree, and I'm not the best at making custom trees. So but I just don't know what it is I want to do with this island. But I know I want it to look absolutely stunning and wonderful, jaw-dropping, and trousers soiling the moment you come through the nether portal. So, with that all being said, I am actually going to go ahead and do... You know what? We're going to turn this into a landscaping episode now that I think about it. Because... over here, actually, I don't think I did... No, I did this in between the last video and recording this video. I went ahead, just took some carrots and scattered them all around the waterbed here. And that is mainly because I want to have a lot of potions in Sparky's brewing shack. And out of all the resources we could plant, whether it be potatoes, carrots, or wheat, man, sorry about that. Carrots would be the only thing that we can really use with our brewing. And also, if I remember correctly, ever since Minecraft 1.9, when it comes to the saturation, I don't know anything about the saturation in food. So, someone want to educate me on that, feel free to do so. I think golden carrots supply the most saturation, and with that being said, I figured, hey, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone, grow a lot of carrots so we can have enough for potion brewing and enough to last us quite a long time in this world for food and saturation purposes. So before we go ahead and show off the nice little progress that we have going on, as I stated at the beginning of this episode, that I had a few ideas that I wanted to get done in this episode, but in the event that we drifted far away from point A and ended up at point 7, not point B, but point 7. Yeah, that was your disclosure. And after doing some progress on the landscaping that I wanted to get done, something unfortunate happened, but instead of getting upset about it, I'm going to see this an opportunity to have a second chance at establishing an enchanting area for the swamp village, because I have sort of a little pattern that I'm following here, and it all starts from this one storage shack that we have, where we're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks out, 1, 2 blocks, and on the second block we then place a coarse dirt block. We then go 1, 2, 3 blocks out, and then we go 1, 2, and then from here we go 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You get the idea. That's pretty much the pattern. 3 blocks out, 2 blocks to the left or the right, and then on that second block we place the coarse dirt. And following this pattern around, I noticed that where our door is currently at is where it should be. Let me try and reword that for you guys. So for this pattern, it goes 2, 1. So starting here, we go 3, 2, 1, and then bam, place a coarse dirt. And the door was originally in this block space right here, which, oops, mouse is starting to act up, which is not where it doesn't follow the pattern. And instead of just letting it slide, it would really drive me up a wall, because I at least would know that the pattern breaks at one point in this pathway. And I don't know why. I don't think it's considered OCD, but whatever the case may be, I know it would just drive me insane knowing that the pathway just breaks right here. It stops being a pattern right in this area. So I tore down the entire structure, and I did my best to rebuild it, but unfortunately I do not remember exactly how this looked, how I went about building the walls. I know for a fact that this is what the inside of the enchanting shack looked like, but oh. So, like what I was saying, this now is an opportunity where I guess I can sit down off camera and redesign our enchanting area for the swamp village. But enough of this little bit of bad news. I don't know if that's just bad news, considering I'm trying to make a positive, put a positive twist on this turn of events. This is pretty much what I have going on here. I decided to raise the ground up by 1 block space, and this is, I've stated this in a couple episodes before, where I did not want to place stone based blocks within the pathway, and in a sense I'm not placing these cobblestone half slabs to be a part of the pathway. It is just a way to help get from this level to the next, and from this level to down here. I wouldn't count this as being part of the pathway. Yeah, so I raised the land just a wee little bit, because I aside from having our sunken storage shack right here, I sort of wanted to, I didn't want this to be a linear swamp village, meaning I didn't want everything to be built on one straight flat surface. I wanted there to be not significantly large in size hills, but I wanted there to be some uneven ground, where again we go from this level, this block space level, to this block level right here, and then we can easily just come down through here. And so what we have going on, my mouse is really starting to act up. I need to get a new mouse at some point. So we have, I took an oak sapling and I placed it originally right in this block space, and I did some bone meal action on it to grow a tree, and then I just shaved the leaf blocks off and then started placing them sort of in a pattern where, for example, let me just go ahead and get my shears right here. I would go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1. So you sort of have a sideways E shape, I don't know. And then I placed a leaf block right up there as well. Excuse me. And then just to give it some depth, I decided to take some more leaf blocks and add another layer coming outwards. But of course we would have some open spaces, so I thought maybe why don't we go ahead and take spruce fences and spruce fence gates to act as branches, so that way, even though we cannot see the branches at the center of these leaf blocks, we could just use our imagination and say, you know, at the center of this, no, at the center right here, we do have branches going through. I guess in a sense, if you want to have a more visual idea, imagine you're using the micro blocks mod, and you can take a spruce plank and take a saw, turn them into pillars, and then you can place them on the side of a tree so they look more like branches coming out. But of course, if I remember correctly, with the micro blocks mod, if you were to take, say, a leaf block, you could not have you could not have a pillar standing or connected to a block and then place a leaf block around it. So you could at least from the exposed faces see the rings of the pillar. If that makes any sense to you guys. If you're not really a modded Minecraft player and you're more of just a vanilla Minecraft player, there's some education with modded Minecraft for you. So sort of going back to the talk where I was thinking of having a large tree sort of cover a fair majority of this island. I was thinking if it was not going to be a custom tree, it would be a tree that is pretty much like this. And wow, is this going to be exhausting to shave, let alone harvest the logs from. Just looking at it and thinking about how I should go about gathering the resources is a little tiring to think about. And I think for the most part, I'm going to actually remove this whole tree. It does not fit with the atmosphere that we have in this part of the swamp village. It just doesn't float at all. So, unfortunately, you guys, that is all the time that I have for today. I like I said, I was spending some time with my dog earlier, making a nice little fort with the furniture that I have in the living room, and it may have gotten a little too carried away. By the time this Let's Play video is live, shortly after on Phoenix's YouTube channel, that's right, I made a YouTube channel for my dog, a brief little video showing off her fort should be up, so later on this evening you can expect a video to be there where she is showing off her what she is calling Phoenix's Fort Pizza Crust. Yeah, that's what she named it. My dog totally named a Fort Pizza Crust. So if you're interested in checking out what my dog is up to these days, feel free to check out her channel, subscribe. It's just for fun. It's nothing serious, whatever. It's just a small, fun side project I wanted to have going on with YouTube. But unfortunately, that is all the time that I have for today. So if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon. Peace out.